If you believe the Lions are finally ready to roar, hit that like button and let's finish what we started. Because the moment we land, Trey Hendrickson could be the seismic jolt that electrifies Detroit's identity from the trenches outward. Imagine the roar of Ford Field swelling to deafening levels as Hendrickson bursts off the edge, recreating the kind of quarterback nightmares that once defined this franchise back in the days of Robert Porcher's late 90s dominance. Could we be on the cusp of a new Porchy era, only faster, more relentless, and hungrier for glory? Picture opposing offensive lines shuddering under the weight of his 15-sack 2024 campaign, the same year he terrorized quarterbacks on 34% of his pass rush snaps, numbers that trailed only the league's elite like Max Crosby and T.J. Watt, yet never seemed to intimidate Hendrickson's unyielding motor. Now, transplant that edge-shredding prowess into Detroit's scheme, where Ben Johnson's defense has so often flashed promise but lacked the finishing killer instinct. Could this singular acquisition rewrite the narrative of close losses and squandered opportunities, transforming nail-biting finishes into decisive victories? Think of the synergy. Hendrickson's veteran savvy aligning with Aiden Hutchinson's raw power to form a double-barreled nightmare for NFC North rivals, a dynamic duo that forces hit-and-hope quarterbacks into hurried throws and risky holds. When Chicago's signal caller feels Hendrickson's bull rush late in a third-and-long chase, the echoes of 2011's near-playoff heartbreak could finally give way to redemption, as Detroit fans fan the flames of a resurgence unmatched since the days of Barry's 90s Motor City Miracle. And what about the locker room chemistry? Veteran leaders like Charles Harris praising Hendrickson's film study obsession and pristine work ethic during minicamp already points to a culture shift. This isn't just talent injection, it's a mindset overhaul, a transmission upgrade in the engine room of our defense. Could this move also ignite Kenny Golladay-style breakout games for our secondary, with intercepted passes caused by Hendrickson's forced fumbles setting tone-shifting moments? Statistically speaking, Hendrickson's pressure rate on early downs sits in the 90th percentile, meaning Detroit could flip momentum before opponents even settle into rhythm, turning timely third-down stops into the rallying cries that echo through Motown. Historical parallels abound. When the '56 Lions stunned the NFL with their suffocating defense led by Yale Larry, they set a standard for excellence. Today, Hendrickson's blend of explosive burst and savvy technique could offer a modern chapter to that legacy, fusing old-school tenacity with today's speed game. And if we look across the division, Minnesota's pass rush has faltered under inconsistent health, Chicago's front seven struggles to generate pressure without stunting, and Green Bay's vaunted linebacker corps watches from afar. What better time for Detroit to pounce? As the training camp haze lifts, the sight of Hendrickson and Hutchinson executing stunts on the same snap will fuel highlight reels and send scouting directors scrambling for answers. Yet, amidst all this promise, we must ask, can Hendrickson maintain peak performance through a grueling 17-game gauntlet? Can he sidestep the injury bug that bit our defense so cruelly last season? The answers will come under the bright lights of Week 1. But for now, we cling to the vision of a Lions defense reborn, feral, unshakable, and ready to stake claim to the NFC North throne. So let me hear you, Lions country. Does Trey Hendrickson's arrival signal the dawn of Detroit's defensive dynasty, or will the weight of expectation slow his charge? Comment below, because this is our story in the making, and trust me, you won't want to miss a single roar. If you believe the Lions are finally ready to roar, hit that like and let's finish what we started. Picture the transformation. If Trey Hendrickson's first full season in Honolulu blue and silver delivers on every promise, Detroit's identity shifting from plucky underdogs to a defensive juggernaut that rivals fear entering Ford Field. Imagine the fan base breathing a collective sigh of vindication as we revert to the days when opposing offenses dreaded our pass rush, when Motor City Miracle wasn't just a memory, but a living, roaring reality again. Hendrickson's projected 16-plus sacks would not only boost his own Pro Bowl resume, but elevate teammates like Aiden Hutchinson and Charles Harris, creating a three-headed monster that forces game-planning headaches for coordinators across the NFC North. Think back to 1991, when Chris Spielman's relentless pursuit defined our defense. Fast forward to today, and we could have Hendrickson hunt quarterbacks off the edge with Spielman's tenacity and Cliff Avrill's veteran savvy. Combined, what would that mean for Jared Goff's confidence, knowing he can lead 2-minute drills without the constant pressure of turnover-hungry opponents? It could turn narrow victories into statement wins, flipping our 2024 one-score losses into definitive shows of dominance. Consider the ripple effect on rival fan bases. Chicago's offense, which allowed 25 sacks last season, might crumble under the weight of Hendrickson's bull rushes and stunting schemes. Minnesota's vaunted run defense could find itself on its heels defending play-action fakes aimed at manipulating deep zones. Green Bay's rebuild would face the harsh reality that the Lions' front seven defines the standards of success in the division. In every post-game interview, you'd hear praise from opposing coaches acknowledging Detroit's renewed ferocity, and social media would erupt with highlight reels of Hendrickson chasing down mobile quarterbacks or diving to punch away screen passes, moments that galvanize a community and spark visions of Lombardi Trophy dreams. Off the field, Hendrickson's veteran leadership would infuse the locker room with a championship mindset that's been elusive since the glory days of '57. His late-night film sessions with younger teammates, mentoring them on hand placement and leverage, would serve as the cultural blueprint for a defense built on accountability and relentless preparation. Fans would rally behind this narrative, wearing throwback Hendrickson jerseys and packing bars around the city to dissect every snap, every pressure, every game-changing forced fumble. Local media would run weekly Hendrickcast segments, dissecting his impact on third-down conversion rates, coverage sacks, and how often opposing quarterbacks check down under pressure, statistics that, by mid-season, tell a story of a defense resurrected from years of yearning. Yet, even in this vision of triumph, we must temper excitement with realism. Transitioning to a new scheme under Ben Johnson means adjusting to stunts, shifting gaps, and reading evolving blocking assignments. Can Hendrickson maintain his elite 17.8% pressure rate against the league's top offensive tackles? Will nagging midseason fatigue or minor injuries derail his consistency? Only live snaps will reveal whether Detroit's medical staff can keep him fresh across a 17-game grind. But if he does, imagine the narrative arc. From speculative trade whispers in June to a defensive anchor standing toe-to-toe with history's greats by December, etching his name alongside Hall of Famers who once patrolled the Silverdome shadows. As the season unfolds, picture Week 8's marquee Monday Night Football as the crucible. Hendrickson and Hutchinson combining for 3 sacks against a high-powered passing attack, Ford Field erupting with a chorus of "Roar!" and every fan in, the stadium feeling seismic tremors of hope. That night, no fly zone chants would extend to no pass zone, a mantra that redefines our defense and cements Detroit's return to legitimacy. By playoff time, our sideline banners might read "Built on the Edge," a moniker that honors Hendrickson's arrival as the turning point. So here's where we stand, Lions country, on the precipice of a new golden era, one fueled by Hendrickson's pursuit, our collective faith, and the echoing history that reminds us what this city can achieve when defense reigns supreme. Will this speculative blockbuster become the greatest script in Detroit lore, or will the challenges of pro football temper our dreams? Let me know in the comments, because when Hendrickson takes that first snap under the bright lights, we'll all be part of the story that either reawakens a dynasty or lays the groundwork for the next legendary chapter.